Blood fills Cashin's mouth, copper and salt, the taste of dying. His back slams against wet brick. Denver's downtown alley spins. Dumpsters, fire escapes, broken glass catching moonlight like scattered teeth. Two men circle him. Ski masks, black hoodies. One swings a crowbar that catches his ribs with a crack he feels in his spine. Cashin drops. Knees hit concrete. His vision doubles. Should have stayed in your penthouse, rich boy. The taller one kicks him in the stomach. Air explodes from his lungs. He tries to speak. Nothing comes. Just a wet gasp. The shorter attacker pulls a metal pipe from his jacket. 3 feet long, rusted, heavy enough to split a skull. Make it quick, the tall one says. Boss wants him gone by midnight. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Cashin's vision tunnels. He sees his therapist's office. Hears her voice. Cashin, when was the last time you felt anything real? He'd laughed. Signed a check. Left early. Now he's bleeding in an alley and nobody knows he's here. The pipe rises. Streetlight glints off the metal. Cashin closes his eyes. Then footsteps. Small, uneven, scraping. Stop. The voice is tiny. A child. Cashin's eyes snap open. His attackers freeze. Turn. A little black girl stands at the alley entrance. Maybe 7, maybe 8. One leg ends in a prosthetic just below the knee. She's holding a crutch like a baseball bat. Aluminum bent in the middle, rubber tip missing. Her red shirt has holes. Her hair is done in small puffs held with mismatched rubber bands. She's shaking so hard the crutch rattles. The tall attacker laughs. You lost, little girl? She doesn't move. Leave him alone. Or what? The short one steps toward her. You gonna stop us? Cashin tries to yell. Warn her. Run. But his throat won't work. The girl limps forward. Each step takes effort. Her prosthetic scrapes pavement. Her good leg trembles under her weight. I said leave him. Her voice cracks. Please. The attackers exchange looks. The tall one shrugs. Your funeral, kid. He turns back to Cashin. Raises the pipe. The girl moves. She swings the crutch with everything she has. Connects with the tall man's wrist. The pipe flies. Clatters across concrete. Spins into shadow. The man screams. Grabs his wrist. You little. His partner lunges at her. She pivots, too slow on one leg, and falls. Hard. Her prosthetic hits ground with a hollow thud. But the distraction is enough. Cashin's hand finds broken glass. He grips it. Doesn't feel the cut. Swings wild. Catches the short attacker across the face. The man howls. Stumbles back. Blood streams between his fingers. She cut me. That kid. Forget them. The tall one is already running, cradling his wrist. His partner follows. They disappear into darkness. Silence drops like a curtain. Cashin collapses. His vision swims. Blood pools under his cheek. Warm. Sticky. The girl crawls toward him, dragging her prosthetic. Breathing hard. Mister. She touches his shoulder. Her hand is so small. Please don't leave me. Cashin tries to answer. His lips won't move. I didn't know what else to do. Her voice breaks. I saw them hurting you and I remembered. She stops. Tears stream down her face. Cashin forces his eyes to focus. Really look at her. Those eyes. He knows those eyes. Recognition hits him like ice water. The cafe. 3 weeks ago. Sir. Can I have your leftovers? This is the little girl from the cafe. The one who asked for his food. The one whose mother dragged her out screaming. The one he hadn't been able to stop thinking about. She saved his life. A child with one leg and a broken crutch saved his life. Why? The word scrapes out of him. Why would you? She wipes her face with her torn sleeve. Because you were the only one who was nice to me. Footsteps echo from the alley entrance. Multiple pairs. Fast. Getting closer. The girl's eyes go wide. Terror floods her face. They're coming back, she whispers. But Cashin hears something else in those footsteps. Something heavier, more deliberate. Not the attackers, someone else. The girl grabs his hand, squeezes tight. Please, please wake up. I can't lose you two. Two? What does she mean, two? The footsteps stop. A shadow falls across them both. Cashin looks up. His vision blurs. He can't make out the face. The girl gasps, pulls back. Her hand slips from his. You? She breathes. You're. Cashin's world goes black. But before you find out who's standing over them and why this little girl risked everything for a stranger she barely knew, let me take you back. Back to where all of this really began. Back to the moment that changed both their lives forever. Back to a sunny afternoon, a small cafe, and 5 words that would shake a billionaire's world. Can I have your leftovers? The herbal tea has gone cold. Cashin stares at it like it personally offended him. Around him, the cafe buzzes. Forks scraping plates. Laughter from a corner booth. Someone's phone keeps dinging. The smell of burnt coffee and fresh bread fights for dominance. Sun streams through floor-to-ceiling windows, cutting the room into shapes of light and shadow. Cashin hates every second of this. Sit somewhere normal, Dr. Reeves had said. Not your office. Not your penthouse. Somewhere with actual human beings. He'd wanted to fire her. Probably should have. Instead, he drove to this cafe on East Colfax and ordered the cheapest thing on the menu out of spite. That was 40 minutes ago. His phone vibrates. 17 emails. 3 missed calls. A text from his assistant. Board meeting in an hour. Where are you? He ignores it. Watches people instead. A couple arguing quietly over money. A mother bribing her toddler with cookies. An old man reading yesterday's newspaper. Normal people. Normal problems. Cashin doesn't recognize the feeling creeping up his chest. Takes him a moment to name it. Loneliness. Pure. Simple. Crushing. He built an empire before 35. Fired 300 employees last quarter to boost profit margins. Sleeps 4 hours a night in a penthouse nobody's ever seen inside. The walls are glass and chrome and emptiness. Money worships him. Fear surrounds him. Loneliness follows him like a shadow he pretends not to notice. The cafe door opens. A gust of Denver heat rushes in. Then she appears. A little black girl. Moving slowly, carefully. Aluminum crutches under both arms. Her right leg ends in a prosthetic just below the knee. Black metal and white plastic scuffed and scratched. She can't be more than 7. Her hair is done in small puffs held with rubber bands, 1 blue, 1 green, 1 missing entirely. Her red shirt has 3 visible tears. Her shorts are frayed at the edges like they've survived too many summers. But it's her face that stops Cashin cold. Hunger. Real hunger. The kind that lives in your bones. And something else. Something harder to name. Fear. Determination. A desperate kind of hope that's been beaten down too many times but keeps getting back up anyway. She doesn't look around the cafe like a lost child. She scans it. Deliberate. Searching. Her eyes land on Cashin. She limps toward him. Each step is work. The crutches scrape tile. Her prosthetic makes a soft clicking sound. People glance at her, then away. Quick. Uncomfortable. Cashin's hands freeze on his cup. He doesn't know why his pulse quickens. Doesn't understand the tightness in his throat. She stops in front of his table. Up close, she's even thinner than he thought. Cheekbones too sharp. Arms too skinny. The kind of thin that comes from missing too many meals. She opens her mouth. Closes it. Her hands shake on the crutches. Finally, barely a whisper. Sir, can I have your leftovers? The cafe doesn't actually go silent, but it feels like it does. The barista stops, pretending to wipe the counter. The couple arguing pauses mid-sentence. Even the toddler stops crying. Cashin stares at her. His plate sits half full. Sandwich, fruit, chips he never touched. But that's not why his heart drops into his stomach. It's the way she asked, like she's done this before, many times, like she expects him to say no. Like she's used to being turned away. His voice comes out rough. He clears his throat. Tries again. How old are you? 7. She shifts on her crutches. I can wait outside if you're still eating. I just thought. The door slams open. Violent. Angry. A woman storms in. Thin. Sharp-faced. Eyes blazing with something between embarrassment and rage. She's wearing clothes that might have been nice 5 years ago. Now they're just worn. Zaria. The little girl flinches. Full body. Like she's been hit before. The woman, her mother, has to be, crosses the cafe in 4 furious strides. Grabs Zaria's arm so hard even Cashin winces. How many times do I tell you? Stop begging. You making me look like some kind of fool. Mom, I don't want to hear it. The mother's voice rises. People definitely stare now. Every single day with this. Every single day. Cashin stands. He doesn't think about it. Just moves. Ma'am. The mother whirls on him. Her eyes are wild. Defensive. Ashamed. Dangerous. Don't. She points a finger at him. Don't try to act generous. People like you think giving scraps makes you some kind of hero. Heat flashes through Cashin's chest. Not anger. Something else. Something protective. I wasn't offering scraps, he says quietly. I was going to ask her to sit, share a meal, with me. The cafe goes dead silent now. For real this time. Zaria's mouth falls open. Her mother stiffens. The barista drops a spoon and doesn't pick it up. Even Cashin feels the weight of what he just said. He doesn't invite people to share meals. He barely eats with his own employees. He once turned down a lunch meeting with the mayor. But this child, something about her, the mother's expression twists. You rich types, always trying to buy something. You want to look good? Donate online. We don't need your charity. Zaria looks down. Hurt floods her face. But there's no surprise there. Like she's lived in this storm too long to expect sunshine. Cashin kneels. I level with Zaria. His expensive suit jacket touches the dirty floor. He doesn't care. Are you okay with eating with me? His voice is gentle. Strange. He doesn't recognize it. Zaria's lips tremble. She looks at her mother. Back to Cashin. Nods once. Tiny. Timid. Impossibly brave. Absolutely not. The mother grabs both of Zaria's arms now. We're leaving. Ma'am. The cafe manager approaches. Middle-aged woman. Kind face. Firm voice. I've gotten complaints. You can't yell at your daughter in here. I'm going to have to ask you to step outside. The mother's face goes red. Complaints? From who? From everyone. The manager doesn't back down. Please. Everything happens fast. Too fast. The mother yanks Zaria toward the door. Zaria tries to keep up. Her crutches tangle. Her prosthetic catches on a chair leg. She falls. Straight forward. Arms out. No way to catch herself. The crutches clatter across tile. Loud. Metallic. Everyone hears it. Her prosthetic hits the floor with a sickening crack. The plastic housing splits. Something inside rattles loose. Zaria doesn't cry out. Just lies there. Frozen. Humiliated. Cashin moves without thinking. He's there before her mother. Catching her. Lifting her. His hands are gentle. Careful. I've got you, he whispers. You're okay. Zaria looks up at him. Not afraid. Not ashamed. Just desperately, achingly hopeful. Like maybe someone finally chose her. Something inside Cashin shatters. Quiet. Complete. A wall he didn't know he'd built. The mother stands frozen. People stare at her now. Whisper. Judge. She feels it. All of it. Zaria, we're going. Her voice wavers. Now. But Cashin is still holding the child. Still looking into her eyes. Wait, he says. The mother stops. Everyone stops. Cashin carefully sets Zaria on a chair. Kneels again. Examines her prosthetic. The split housing. The loose components. This needs repair, he says quietly. We can't afford. The mother stops. Swallows. Just mind your business. Cashin stands. Reaches for his wallet. Pulls out $300 bills. Sets them on the table. for her meal, and the prosthetic repair, and he pauses. Whatever else she needs. The mother stares at the money, at him, at her daughter. Something flickers across her face. Shame, anger, desperate relief. All at once, she snatches the bills, grabs Zaria's hand. They leave. The door chimes. They're gone. Cashin stands there, hands empty, heart racing. The cafe slowly returns to normal. Conversations resume. The barista picks up the spoon, but Cashin can't move. He keeps seeing Zaria's face, those eyes, that hope. Can I have your leftovers? 3 weeks later, he'll be dying in an alley, and she'll save his life. But right now, Cashin walks to the window, looks outside. Zaria stands on the corner, alone. Her mother is nowhere in sight. She's holding something in her hand, a sheet of stickers, cartoon characters, selling them to people who walk past. Nobody stops. She tries anyway, again and again. Cashin's phone buzzes. The board meeting, his assistant, his empire. He ignores all of it. Because outside, a little girl with one leg and a broken prosthetic is selling stickers in the heat just to eat. And Cashin Rowe realizes something terrifying. He can't walk away from this. Not anymore. But what he doesn't know yet is that this moment, this choice, has just set in motion a chain of events that will nearly cost him everything. Starting with the question he should have asked. Why was her mother so afraid of him showing kindness? Cashin finds himself back at the cafe the next morning. He tells himself it's for the coffee. The lie tastes bitter. He orders, sits at the same table, watches the door. Zaria doesn't come. He waits 40 minutes, checks his phone 17 times. His assistant calls twice. He lets it ring. When he finally leaves, he drives east, toward the neighborhoods Google Maps marks in red. High crime, low income, the kind of streets his driver usually avoids. East Colfax becomes a different world. Boarded up houses with plywood windows, chain link fences bent and broken, kids playing basketball with a milk crate nailed to a telephone pole. No net, just rust. He parks his Mercedes. Wrong choice. People stare. An old man on a porch calls out, "You lost money?" Cashin ignores him, walks. He doesn't know what he's looking for, just moves. 3 blocks down, he spots her. Zaria sits on a stoop, alone, that same sheet of stickers in her lap. Her prosthetic is duct-taped now, silver strips holding the cracked housing together. She's not selling, just sitting, staring at nothing. Cashin approaches slowly. "Zaria!" She jumps, looks up. Recognition floods her face, then fear. "You're not supposed to be here." She glances at the houses around them. "My mom isn't here," Cashin finishes. He sits on the step below her. I level again. "I wanted to check on you, make sure you're okay." "I'm fine." Automatic, practiced, the kind of lie kids learn early. "Your leg." She touches the duct tape. It works. Silence. Car passes. Bass thumping. Someone shouts from an open window. "Have you eaten today?" Cashin asks. Zaria doesn't answer. That's answer enough. He pulls out his phone, opens a delivery app. "What do you want? Pizza? Burgers? Chinese?" Her eyes go wide. "I can't." "You can." He hands her the phone. "Pick anything." She stares at the screen like it's treasure. Her finger hovers over images of food, hesitates, lands on a kid's meal from a local diner. The cheapest option. "That's it." Cashin raises an eyebrow. "You can order more. This is plenty." She hands the phone back. "Thank you." He orders 3 meals. The kid's meal for her. 2 full dinners for backup. Adds dessert. The food arrives 20 minutes later. Zaria eats like she hasn't seen food in days. She probably hasn't. She doesn't talk. Just chews, swallows, breathes between bites. Cashin watches. Something twists in his chest. A feeling he can't name. When she finally slows down, he asks, "Where's your mother?" Zaria wipes her mouth. "Working." "Doing what?" "I don't know." She folds the empty container carefully. She doesn't tell me. And she leaves you alone? I'm not alone. Zaria points to a window 2 houses down. Miss Keisha checks on me sometimes. Sometimes. Not always. What about school? Summer break. And when school starts? She shrugs. I go. When I can. When I can. Like attendance is optional. Like education is a privilege she doesn't always get. Cashin's jaw tightens. The stickers. How long have you been selling them? Since spring. Mom says if I don't work, I don't eat. She says it matter-of-factly, like it's normal. I'm not fast though, because of my leg. So I don't make much. How much do you need? To eat. $10 a day. That's what Mom says. $10. Cashin spends more than that on coffee. What would you do? He asks carefully. If you didn't have to sell stickers? Zaria's face transforms. Her eyes light up. I draw. You like drawing? I love it. She pulls a crumpled piece of paper from her pocket, unfolds it. Pencil drawing. Rough, but good. Really good. A girl with 2 legs. Running. Free. This is beautiful, Cashin says. He means it. It's me. She touches the drawing. Before the accident. What accident? Her smile fades. I don't remember it. I was 4. Mom says a car hit me. But sometimes... She stops. Sometimes what? Sometimes I think she's lying. Her voice drops to a whisper. Because the scar doesn't look like a car accident. Miss Keisha said so. And Mom gets really mad when I ask questions. Cold runs down Cashin's spine. Zaria. He keeps his voice gentle. Has your mother ever hurt you? She doesn't answer. Just folds the drawing. Puts it away. That's answer enough too. A door slams. Footsteps. Fast. Angry. Talia rounds the corner. She sees Cashin. Her face goes purple. Get away from my daughter. Cashin stands. Calm. I was just... I know what you were doing. She grabs Zaria. Pulls her up. Asking questions. Trying to make me look bad. Nobody's trying to. People like you always think you know better. Talia's voice rises. You see one rough day and think you can save us. You can't. You don't know anything. Zaria shrinks into herself. Small. Silent. I'm not trying to save anyone, Cashin says quietly. I'm trying to help a hungry child. By turning her against me? By feeding her. The words land like stones. Talia's face flickers. Shame. Rage. Defeat. We don't need you. Her voice cracks. Just leave us alone. She drags Zaria toward their house. Zaria looks back once. Mouths something Cashin can't quite catch. But he thinks it might be help me. The door slams. They're gone. Cashin stands there. The neighborhood watches him. Silent. Judging. He gets in his car. Drives away. But he doesn't go home. He goes to his lawyer's office. I need information, he says, on a woman named Talia Briggs. Everything. Employment history. Court records. Child services reports. All of it. His lawyer raises an eyebrow. This personal? Yes. Cashin doesn't elaborate. It'll take a few days. I have a few days. But he doesn't. Not really. Because what Cashin doesn't know is that the moment he drove away, someone was watching, taking notes, making calls, and the machinery of something much darker than hunger just started turning. 3 days later, Cashin will receive that information from his lawyer. And what he learns will shatter everything he thought he knew about Zaria's mother, the accident that took her leg, and the real reason Talia is so desperate to keep him away. But first, he has to survive what's about to walk into his life wearing a charming smile and a perfectly tailored suit, because not everyone who offers to help actually wants to. The call comes on Tuesday. Unknown number. Cashin almost doesn't answer. Mr. Rowe. A man's voice. Smooth. Professional. My name is Kellen Briggs. I believe you know my sister, Talia. Cashin sits up in his office chair. I'm listening. I heard about your encounter with my niece, Zaria. Kellen's tone is warm, concerned. I wanted to reach out. Perhaps we can meet, discuss how we might help the situation together. Red flags should be waving, but Cashin is tired, and Kellen sounds genuinely worried. They meet at a steakhouse downtown. Expensive. The kind of place where conversations disappear into leather booths and low lighting. Kellen arrives exactly on time. Mid-40s, well-dressed, expensive watch, warm handshake, the kind of man who makes people trust him immediately. "Thank you for coming," Kellen says. "I know my sister didn't make the best impression. She was protective." Cashin keeps his voice neutral. "She was aggressive." Kellen signals the waiter, orders whiskey. "Talia's had a hard life, bad choices, worse boyfriends, the accident with Zaria. That broke something in her." "What really happened?" "With the accident." Kellen's face darkens. "Car hit Zaria while Talia was at work. Driver fled. They never caught him." He takes a breath. "Talia blames herself. Should have been watching her. Wasn't. Now she takes it out on everyone else." It sounds true, feels true, but something nags at Cashin. "Where do you fit in?" he asks. "I've been away. Military. Private security. Just got back to Denver last month." Kellen leans forward. "When I saw how Talia was treating Zaria, I knew I had to step in, but I can't do it alone. Talia won't listen to family." "What do you need from me?" "Nothing." Kellen smiles. "I'm not here to ask for money, Mr. Rowe. I'm here to offer partnership. You have resources. I have access to the family. Together, we could actually change Zaria's life." It's exactly what Cashin wants to hear. That's the problem. "What kind of partnership?" he asks carefully. "A community center, right there on East Colfax. Food programs, tutoring, medical care, a safe place for kids like Zaria." Kellen pulls out a folder. Plans, budgets, photos of empty buildings. "You came prepared." "I've been thinking about this for months. Just didn't have the funding." Kellen meets his eyes. "You clearly care about my niece. Help me help her. And every other kid in that neighborhood." Cashin studies the plans. They're good. Really good. Detailed. Thoughtful. Exactly what East Colfax needs. "Why me?" he asks. "You could approach a dozen philanthropists." "Because you saw her." Kellen's voice softens. "Most people look through kids like Zaria. You looked at her. That matters. It's manipulative. It's calculated. It works." "I'll think about it," Cashin says. "That's all I ask." Kellen stands, shakes his hand. "For what it's worth, Mr. Rowe, I think you're a good man. Zaria deserves more of those in her life." He leaves. Cashin sits alone, stares at the folder. 3 days later, his lawyer delivers the report on Talia. Cashin reads it twice, then a third time. Employment history, spotty. Fired from 3 jobs. Currently unemployed. Court records, eviction notices, unpaid bills. Nothing criminal. Child services, 2 visits. Both closed. No action taken. But buried on page 12, a detail catches his eye. The accident report. The one that took Zaria's leg. No police report found. No hospital record of emergency admission. No insurance claim. It's like the accident never officially happened. Cashin calls his lawyer. "You sure about this?" "Positive. I checked 3 times. Whatever happened to that girl? There's no record of it." Cashin hangs up, stares at his office wall. Kellen said a car hit her. Driver fled. They never caught him. But if there's no police report, his phone rings. "Kellen. Mr. Rowe. Good news. I found the perfect building for the center. Owner's willing to sell cheap. But we need to move fast. Another buyer's interested. Pressure. Urgency. Classic manipulation. And yet, how much?" Cashin asks. 200,000. "I know it sounds like a lot. I'll transfer the money tomorrow." Silence. Then, seriously, on one condition. "Name it." Zaria gets to help design the kids' space, and she gets the first spot in every program. Kellen laughs. "Deal." You're a good man, Mr. Rowe. That phrase again. Good man. Cashin doesn't feel good. He feels suspicious, but he can't figure out why. He drives to East Colfax that night, parks outside Zaria's house. The lights are off. No movement. He's about to leave when the front door opens. Talia steps out. She's dressed up. Makeup. Heels. Heads toward a car parked down the street. The driver gets out to meet her. Kellen. They embrace. Not like siblings. Like conspirators. They talk for 5 minutes. Cashin can't hear the words, but he watches their body language. Tense. Urgent. Planning something. They separate. Talia goes back inside. Kellen drives away. Cashin sits in the dark. Mind racing. Kellen said he just got back to Denver last month. Said he barely knew what was happening with Talia. But that interaction looked practiced. Familiar. Long-standing. What if everything Kellen told him was a lie? What if the community center is a scam? What if Zaria is being used as bait? His phone buzzes. Text from Kellen. Building purchase going through tomorrow. Can't wait to get started. Zaria's going to be so excited. Cashin stares at the message. At the house. At the dark windows hiding secrets. He should pull out. Cancel the transfer. Walk away. But if he does, Zaria gets nothing. And if there's even a chance this is real, he makes his choice. Confirms the transfer. $200,000. To a man he just met. Based on a story full of holes. Either he just changed a child's life, or he just funded something much worse. The building purchase goes through. Construction starts in 2 weeks. And Cashin Rowe, who built an empire on calculated risks and cold logic, realizes he just made a decision based entirely on emotion. But he won't understand the true cost of that choice until the night Zaria shows up at his door at 3 a.m., bleeding and terrified, whispering 5 words that will make his blood run cold. Uncle Kellen isn't my uncle. The East Colfax Safe Center for Kids opens on a Saturday morning in late July. The heat is brutal. The turnout is bigger. Cashin stands back and watches families pour through the doors. Kids run straight for the art room. Walls painted bright yellow. Supplies stacked on shelves. Windows letting in natural light. Parents cluster around the food distribution area. Free groceries. No questions asked. No paperwork. The medical corner is busy too. Free checkups. Dental screenings. A prosthetist from Children's Hospital volunteered her time. It's everything Cashin hoped for. Everything Kellen promised. And Zaria is at the center of it all. She moves through the crowd on her new crutches. Better ones, lightweight aluminum, proper grips. Her prosthetic is still duct taped. The prosthetist is working on a replacement. It'll take weeks, but Zaria doesn't seem to care. She's smiling, actually smiling. Kids gather around her. She shows them the art room, points out the books, demonstrates how to sign up for tutoring. She's not just a recipient. She's a guide, a face, a story. People love it, love her. A reporter from the local news interviews Cashin. What inspired this project? He almost tells the truth. Almost says, a hungry child asked me for leftovers and I realized I'd become a monster. Instead, the community needed support. I had resources. Simple as that. The reporter smiles. And the girl? Zaria? What's her role? She's the reason we're here. Cashin glances at Zaria. She's helping a smaller child reach the art supplies. Patient, gentle. She reminded me what matters. The segment airs that night. By Sunday morning, donations pour in. Other businesses want to help. The mayor's office calls. Suddenly, Cashin Rowe isn't just a ruthless billionaire. He's a philanthropist, community leader. It should feel good. It doesn't, because Kellen is everywhere. Managing volunteers, talking to donors, controlling access to the funds. We need to be careful, he tells Cashin Monday morning. Money attracts the wrong kind of attention. Let me handle the financial side. You focus on the vision. It's reasonable. It's logical. It's exactly what a partner should say. So why does Cashin's gut churn every time Kellen speaks? He brings it up to Dr. Reeves on Tuesday, their standing session. "You don't trust him," she says simply. "I don't know him, but you gave him $200,000. Cashin shifts in his chair. "For Zaria, is that the only reason?" Dr. Reeves watches him carefully. "Or are you trying to fix something inside yourself that hits too close?" Cashin deflects. "The center is working. Kids are being helped. That's what matters. And when it's not enough, what then?" He doesn't answer, doesn't know how. Wednesday afternoon, Cashin returns to the center. It's quieter now. Midweek, just a few kids in the art room. Zaria sits alone, drawing. He watches from the doorway. She's gotten better. The lines are cleaner, the shading more confident. She's drawing the same thing. A girl running, 2 legs, free. "It's her dream," a voice says behind him. Cashin turns. Miss Keisha, the neighbor who checks on Zaria sometimes. She's holding a box of donated clothes. "Her dream?" he asks. "To run. She talks about it all the time. Before the accident, she was fast. Loved racing the other kids." Keisha sets the box down. "Now she can barely walk. The new prosthetic will help." "Maybe." Keisha looks at him. "Can I ask you something, Mr. Rowe?" "Sure. Why you really doing this? Men like you don't just wake up and decide to help. Men like me. Rich, powerful, busy." She crosses her arms. "What's Zaria to you?" Cashin considers lying. Decides against it. "I don't know yet, but she matters." Keisha studies him. Seems to decide something. "Then you should know. Talia's been different lately." "Different how?" "Nicer, calmer. Like she's on something. Or being paid." Keisha lowers her voice. "And that brother of hers? Kellen? He's not her brother." Cashin's blood freezes. "What? Talia doesn't have a brother. I've known her 8 years. No family. Just her and Zaria." Keisha glances around. Whoever Kellen is, he's lying. And Talia's going along with it. The world tilts. Cashin grabs the doorframe. "You sure?" His voice sounds distant. "Positive. I asked Talia about him last week. She got defensive. Said he was a family friend. Not a brother. A friend." Keisha touches his arm. "I don't know what game they're playing, Mr. Rowe, but that little girl is a pawn in it. And you might be too." She walks away, leaves Cashin standing there. Mind racing. Kellen lied. About being Talia's brother. About just getting back to Denver. About everything. Which means the accident story is a lie. The community center might be a lie. All of it could be. "Mr. Cashin?" "Zaria." She's standing right there, holding her drawing. "Hey!" He forces a smile. "What you working on?" "Something for you." She hands him the paper. It's not the running girl this time. It's him, Cashin, sitting in the cafe, alone, looking sad, and next to him a small girl on crutches, asking a question. The title written carefully at the top. "The day everything changed." Cashin's throat closes. "This is beautiful. You looked so sad that day, like you needed someone." Zaria's voice is soft. "I was scared to ask, but I'm glad I did." "Me too." She smiles, limps back to her table, starts a new drawing. Cashin stares at the picture in his hands, at this child who sees too much, who gives too freely, who trusts too easily. Whoever Kellen is, he's lying, and that little girl is a pawn in it. His phone vibrates. Text from Kellen. "Need to talk. Something important. Come to the center tonight. 9 p.m. Just us. 9 p.m. After hours. Alone." Every instinct screams trap. Cashin types back. "I'll be there." Because if this is a trap, he needs to know why. And if Zaria is in danger, he needs to stop it. He just doesn't know that tonight, Kellen will make him an offer he can't refuse. And the choice Cashin makes will set in motion a chain of events that ends with betrayal, fire, and a little girl risking everything to save the only person who ever chose her first. But before that confrontation, before the truth explodes into violence, Cashin has 6 hours to prepare. 6 hours to decide. Walk away and stay safe, or walk into the darkness and fight for a child who isn't his. The problem is, Cashin Rowe stopped being the kind of man who walks away the moment Zarya asked him for leftovers. And Kellen knows it, which is exactly why tonight's meeting isn't about partnership at all. It's about control. And Kellen's about to show Cashin exactly how much power he's already lost. The concrete floor is cold against Cashin's cheek. Blood drips from somewhere above his eye. He blinks. The world swims. Kellen stands over him. No smile now. The charm is gone. What's left is something else entirely. Sharp edges and calculated cruelty. You should have just written the checks and walked away. Kellen circles him slowly. That's what rich people do. Throw money at problems. Feel good. Move on. Cashin tries to sit up. His ribs scream. He falls back down. The community center is dark. Empty. It's past midnight. The volunteers went home hours ago. The kids are safe in their beds. Just Cashin and Kellen and the truth that's been hiding under everything. What do you want? Cashin's voice comes out rough. More. Kellen crouches down. I level. Always more. You gave me 200,000. That's nice. But I know you're worth 20 million. Maybe more. So this was about money. Money. Control. Power. Kellen shrugs. Pick your favorite. They all spend the same. Cashin's phone is 6 feet away, knocked from his hand when Kellen's first punch landed. He eyes it, calculates distance. Odds. Kellen follows his gaze, laughs. Go ahead. Try. Cashin doesn't move. Not yet. Here's what happens next, Kellen says. You transfer 5 million into an account I specify. Tonight. Or I burn this place down with Zarya inside. Ice floods Cashin's veins. You'd kill a child? I do what needs doing. Kellen stands, pulls out his phone, shows Cashin the screen. It's a photo. Zarya, asleep in her bed. Taken tonight. Talia's on board. She's tired of being poor, tired of carrying dead weight. Kellen pockets the phone. You transfer the money, we disappear. Zarya goes into the system. You get to keep playing hero somewhere else. Everyone wins. Except Zarya. Zarya's already lost. Kellen's voice is flat. Look at her. One leg. No future. A mother who sees her as currency. She was always going to end up broken. At least this way, she's useful. Rage burns through Cashin's pain. He pushes himself up. Sits. Breathes through the agony in his ribs. What really happened to her leg? He asks. Kellen tilts his head. Why does that matter? Because you're about to ask me for $5 million. I deserve the truth. Silence. Then Kellen smiles. It's the worst thing Cashin has ever seen. Talia needed money. I needed leverage. Zarya had 2 working legs. He spreads his hands. Simple math. The words don't make sense. Then they do, and Cashin's stomach turns to stone. You took her leg on purpose. Not me personally. I hired professionals. Made it look like an accident. No police report means no investigation. No investigation means no questions. Kellen checks his watch. Talia got 50,000. I got a pawn. Zarya got disability checks and sympathy. Everyone benefits. She was 4 years old. She was an investment. Kellen's face hardens. And tonight she pays out 5 million. Or I finish what I started. Cashin's vision narrows. Every instinct screams attack. Hurt him. End him. But Kellen has Talia. Has access to Zarya's house. Has photos proving he can reach her anytime. If Cashin attacks now, Zarya dies. How do I know you won't hurt her anyway? Cashin asks. You don't. Kellen grins. But you know for sure what happens if you don't pay. So really, you don't have a choice. He's right, and he knows it. Cashin reaches for his phone. Kellen kicks it further away. Not yet. First, we establish terms. What terms? You never see Zarya again. Never contact her. Never mention my name. You take your guilt and your hero complex and you shove them somewhere dark. Kellen leans close. Because if you don't, I'll make sure that little girl understands exactly whose fault it is when everything she loves burns down. The threat hangs in the air. Solid. Real. Cashin's mind races. He needs time. Space. A way out that doesn't end with Zarya dead. Let me think, he says. No. Kellen straightens. Decide now. 5 million or one dead kid. Choose. Footsteps echo from the back hallway. Light. Uneven. Familiar. Kellen spins. Cashin's heart stops. Zarya stands in the doorway. She's wearing her red shirt with holes. Her prosthetic is duct-taped. Her crutches shake in her hands. And she's staring at Kellen with eyes that have just learned what betrayal tastes like. You hurt me on purpose? Her voice is so small, so broken. Kellen's face goes blank. Zarya, what are you doing here? Miss Keisha said something was wrong. She called Mom. Mom was acting weird, so I snuck out. Tears streamed down her face. Uncle Kellen, you said the car accident wasn't my fault. You said, go home. Kellen's voice cuts like glass. Now, you took my leg. Zarya's crutch hits the floor. She sways but stays standing. You took my leg and you lied. Zarya. Cashin starts to stand. Kellen pulls a gun. It appears from nowhere. Small, black, pointed directly at Cashin's chest. Don't. One word. Absolute. Zarya gasps, backs toward the door. Nobody leaves. Kellen keeps the gun on Cashin, but his eyes track Zarya. New plan. Both of you shut up while I think. Cashin's pulse hammers. He's 6 feet from Kellen. The gun doesn't waver. Zarya is 15 feet from the exit. She could run. Maybe make it. Maybe not. Let her go, Cashin says quietly. She's 7. She won't tell anyone. She's a witness. She's a child. She's a problem. Kellen's jaw tightens, and problems get solved. He turns the gun toward Zarya. Cashin moves. He doesn't think, just launches. His injured ribs scream. His vision blurs. He hits Kellen low, shoulder to stomach. They crash into the wall. The gun fires. The sound is deafening. Concrete explodes near Zarya's head. She screams, drops to the floor. Cashin and Kellen grapple. Kellen is younger, stronger, trained, but Cashin is desperate. He gets a hand on Kellen's wrist. The gun. They struggle. Another shot. The bullet hits ceiling tiles. Dust rains down. Zarya crawls toward the exit, dragging her prosthetic. Moving too slow, Kellen's elbow catches Cashin's jaw. Stars explode. His grip loosens. Kellen tears free, spins, aims at Zarya's back. No! Cashin lunges. The gun goes off, but Cashin is already moving, already there, already throwing himself between the bullet and the child. The impact feels like being punched by lightning. Cashin hits the floor. Can't breathe, can't think. Somewhere Zarya is crying. Somewhere Kellen is cursing. Somewhere sirens wail. But Cashin's world is shrinking to a point of white-hot agony in his chest. He tries to speak. Nothing comes. Just blood. Warm. Breading. Footsteps run. A door slams. Kellen is gone. Small hands touch his face. Mr. Cashin? Please, please don't leave me. Zarya's face hovers above him. She's pressing her torn shirt against his chest, trying to stop the bleeding, failing. I'm sorry, she sobs. This is my fault. I should have stayed home. I should have. Not your fault. The words cost everything. Never your fault. Don't die, please. You're the only one who was nice to me. Cashin tries to lift his hand. Can't. Everything is getting heavier. Blue and red lights flash through the windows. The sirens are closer now. Help is coming, Zarya whispers. Hold on. Just hold on. But Cashin's vision is darkening, and he thinks maybe this is it. Maybe this is how it ends. Bleeding out in a community center he built to save one little girl who saved him first. At least he tried. At least she knows somebody chose her. The darkness swallows everything, and Cashin Rowe stops fighting. That's where we leave chapter 6, with Cashin bleeding out, Kellen escaped, and Zarya alone with the consequences of choices she never got to make. Will Cashin survive? Is Kellen truly gone? And what happens to a 7-year-old girl who just watched the only person who cared about her take a bullet meant for her? Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because Chapter 7 is going to shatter everything you think you know about survival, sacrifice, and what happens when a child decides she's done being a victim. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share your story. Inspire others. Because sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is remind each other we're not alone. Cashin wakes up to white walls, white sheets, white lights that stab his eyes like knives. He tries to move. His chest explodes with pain. He gasps, stops. A hand touches his arm. Easy, you're safe. He turns his head. Dr. Reeves sits beside his hospital bed. She looks exhausted. Zarya. His voice comes out like gravel. Alive, unharmed. Dr. Reeves squeezes his hand. She's the one who called 911. Saved your life. Memory floods back. The gun. The bullet. Throwing himself in front of Zarya. Kellen, gone. Police found the center empty except for you and Zarya. Dr. Reeves hesitates. And they found something else. Financial records hidden in his office. Proof of embezzlement. He stole almost all the donations. Cashin closes his eyes. Of course he did. The center, still standing, but the money's gone. Program suspended until they sort out the finances. She pauses. Talia disappeared too, with Kellen. Left Zarya behind. Left Zarya behind. A 7-year-old girl with one leg and a duct-taped prosthetic. Abandoned by everyone except the man currently bleeding in a hospital bed. Where is she now? Cashin asks. Child Services placed her in emergency foster care. Temporary. Until they find something permanent. I want to see her. You need to heal first. Now. Cashin tries to sit up. The world tilts. He grits his teeth. Stays upright. Dr. Reeves watches him. Something flickers in her expression. Respect maybe, or concern. You're going to adopt her, she says. Not a question. Yes, that's a massive commitment. I know. You'll be investigated. Background checks, home visits, interviews. They'll dig into every corner of your life. Let them dig. Cashin meets her eyes. That child asked me for leftovers and I couldn't walk away. She took a bullet for me and I can't leave her in the system. So yes, I'm going to adopt her. If she'll have me. Dr. Reeves nods slowly. Okay then. Okay. I'll make some calls. See if we can arrange a visit. She stands. But Cashin? This isn't going to be easy. Zarya's been through trauma. Multiple traumas. She's going to need therapy, stability, patience. She's going to need someone who chooses her first. Cashin's voice is firm. That's me. Dr. Reeves leaves. Cashin lies back, stares at the ceiling, wonders what the hell he just committed to. 2 days later, they will him to a conference room. Zarya sits in a plastic chair that's too big for her. A social worker stands nearby. Zarya sees Cashin. Her face crumples. She tries to stand. Her crutches tangle. She almost falls. Careful. The social worker catches her. But Zarya pulls free, limps across the room, launches herself at Cashin's wheelchair. He catches her, holds her, ignores the screaming pain in his chest. She sobs into his shoulder. You came back. You came back. Always. He strokes her hair. I'm not going anywhere. The social worker clears her throat. Mr. Rowe, we need to discuss Zarya's placement. I want to adopt her. Silence. The social worker blinks. Sir, that's premature. You barely know her. I know enough. There's a process. Applications. Evaluations. Most single men don't qualify for. Start the process. Cashin keeps his voice level. Whatever it takes. I'm doing this. Zarya pulls back, looks up at him. You want me? The question breaks something in his chest. Not the bullet wound. Something deeper. More than anything, he says. She hugs him again. Tighter. like she's afraid he'll disappear. The social worker makes notes. I'll need to run this by my supervisor. In the meantime, Zaria stays in foster care. Can I visit her? Supervised visits. Once a week, if you're approved. It's not enough, but it's a start. They pull Zaria away eventually. She looks back 3 times, waves, tries to smile. Cashin watches her go, makes a promise to himself, to her. Nobody hurts this child again. Nobody abandons her. Nobody uses her. Not while he's breathing. The hospital releases him 4 days later. He goes home to his penthouse. Glass and chrome and emptiness. He hates every inch of it. His lawyer visits that afternoon. Brings papers, forms, background check authorizations. You're serious about this, she says. Completely. Single men rarely get approved for adoption, especially of young girls. Then I'll be the exception. She studies him. Why her? You could donate millions, fund programs, help hundreds of kids. Because she asked me for leftovers and I saw myself. Cashin's voice is quiet. Before I built walls, before I stopped feeling. She reminded me I used to be human. His lawyer nods, sets the papers on the table. Then let's get started. The process is brutal. Home inspections, financial audits, psychological evaluations, references, interviews. They question his motives, his lifestyle, his capacity for parenting. Cashin answers everything, endures everything, fights for everything. 6 weeks in, the social worker visits his penthouse, walks through every room, takes notes. It's very empty, she says. I'll change that. Cashin follows her. Whatever Zaria needs. New furniture, her own room, art supplies. Children need more than things, Mr. Rowe. I know. He stops, faces her. They need someone who shows up, who stays, who chooses them even when it's hard. That's what I'm offering. The social worker softens slightly. She talks about you constantly, during sessions, during activities. You're all she mentions. What does she say? That you're the only person who ever saw her. The social worker closes her notebook. That matters to me, because too many kids in the system are invisible. Hope flickers in Cashin's chest. Does that mean? It means I'm recommending you move forward. But the final decision isn't mine. The board reviews your case next month. Next month. For more weeks. Cashin can wait. He's good at patience now. He visits Zaria every week. Supervised. 1 hour. Always too short. They draw together. Talk. Build trust. She's different now. Quieter. More guarded. The betrayal cut deep. But slowly, carefully, she opens up. Week 3, she asks, "Do you really want to be my dad?" Cashin sets down his pencil. "More than I've wanted anything." "Why?" "Because you're brave and kind, and you deserve someone who fights for you." He pauses. "And because when I'm with you, I remember how to be the person I wanted to become." Tears fill her eyes. "What if I'm too broken?" "Then we'll be broken together." He takes her hand. "And we'll figure it out." She squeezes tight, doesn't let go. Week 7, his lawyer calls. "The board approved you." Cashin nearly drops the phone. "What?" "You're approved for adoption, pending final home study and Zaria's consent." His lawyer sounds shocked. "I've never seen this happen so fast for a single male applicant." "When can I bring her home?" 2 weeks. After the home study, Cashin hangs up, stands in his empty penthouse, and for the first time in years he cries. Not from pain, from relief, from joy, from the terrifying realization that he's about to become responsible for another human being. He spends the next 2 weeks transforming his home. New furniture, bright colors, art supplies, a proper bedroom with windows facing downtown. He hires a specialist to help with the prosthetic, schedules therapy, enrolls her in the best school, plans everything. But the night before he brings Zaria home, doubt creeps in. What if he fails? What if he can't do this? What if he hurts her more than he helps? His phone rings. Unknown number. He almost doesn't answer. Mr. Rowe. A woman's voice, shaking. This is Miss Keisha, Zaria's neighbor. Cashin sits up. Is she okay? No. And neither are you. Miss Keisha sounds terrified. Kellen called me. He knows about the adoption. He's coming for her. Tonight. Blood turns to ice. Where is he? I don't know. But he said if you take Zaria, he'll make sure she pays. Said he's got nothing left to lose. Miss Keisha's voice breaks. You need to hide her, or give her up, because that man won't stop. The line goes dead. Cashin stares at his phone, at the bright new room he prepared, at the future he built, and realizes something terrifying. Kellen isn't gone. He's waiting, planning, ready to destroy everything Cashin loves because he can. Tomorrow, Cashin brings Zaria home, and Kellen will be watching, ready to strike. The question isn't whether Cashin can protect her. It's whether he's willing to do what's necessary when Kellen comes. Because the man who took Cashin's money and Zaria's leg isn't the type to forgive. And what he's planning will test everything Cashin thought he knew about love, sacrifice, and how far he'll go to save the one person who saved him first. Subscribe and turn on notifications because Chapter 8 is going to shatter everything. And the choices Cashin makes in the next 48 hours will either save Zaria or destroy them both. Tell us in the comments. What would you do if saving someone meant becoming the very thing you feared? Share your story. Inspire others. Because sometimes our greatest strength comes from facing our darkest truths. The foster home is burning. Cashin drives 90 miles per hour through Denver streets. Red lights blur. Horns scream. He doesn't care. His phone is pressed to his ear. 911 dispatcher asking questions he can't answer. Is anyone inside? A 7-year-old girl. Zaria Briggs. Please. Fire department is on the way, sir. Are you at the location? 2 minutes out. He sees the smoke first. Black, thick, rising into the night sky like a funeral pyre. Then the flames. Orange. Hungry. Consuming the 2-story house where Zaria was supposed to be safe until tomorrow. Tomorrow, when she was supposed to come home with him. Cashin slams the brakes. Jumps out. Runs. Fire trucks arrive. Firefighters pour out. Hoses. Ladders. Organized chaos. But Cashin only sees the upstairs window. Zaria's room, where flames lick at the glass. My daughter's in there. He grabs a firefighter's arm. 2nd floor. Back bedroom. Sir, step back. She can't walk fast. She has a prosthetic leg. She needs help. The firefighter's face changes. We're going in, but you need to stay here. Cashin watches them breach the front door. Smoke pours out. They disappear inside. Time stops. Seconds feel like hours. His chest wound throbs. His hands shake. Then movement at the upstairs window. A figure, small, struggling with the latch. Zaria. She's trying to open the window. Flames behind her. Smoke choking her. Zaria. Cashin runs forward. Firefighters block him. Sir, you can't. He breaks through. Reaches the house. Looks up. Zaria sees him. Her face is covered in soot. Tears stream down her cheeks. She mouths something. Help me. The window shatters outward. Glass rains down. Zaria leans out, coughing, gasping. A ladder extends. Firefighters climb. They reach her, grab her, pull her out. She fights them, reaches toward Cashin, screaming his name. They bring her down. The moment her feet hit ground, she runs. No crutches, just her prosthetic and desperation. She crashes into Cashin. He catches her, holds her, feels her heartbeat against his chest. I've got you. He buries his face in her hair. You're safe. I've got you. Paramedics try to check her. She won't let go of Cashin. Won't stop shaking. Was it Kellen? She whispers. I don't know, but he does know. He knows exactly who did this. The fire chief approaches. Grim-faced. We found accelerant. Multiple points of origin. This was arson. Cashin's jaw tightens. How did it start? Someone broke the back door, poured gasoline through the first floor, set it off. The chief looks at Zarya. If she'd been downstairs, she'd be dead. She'd be dead because Kellen tried to kill her, to punish Cashin, to prove he could. We need to take her to the hospital, a paramedic says. Check for smoke inhalation. I'll ride with her. Cashin lifts Zarya. She wraps her arms around his neck. Won't let go. At the hospital, they examine her. Lungs are clear. No burns. Minor cuts from the broken glass. But emotionally, she's shattered. She won't speak, won't eat, just sits on the hospital bed and stares at nothing. Cashin sits beside her, holds her hand, waits. Finally, her voice comes. Tiny, broken. He's going to keep coming, isn't he? Cashin doesn't lie. Yes. Then maybe. She swallows. Maybe you shouldn't adopt me. Maybe it's safer if. No. Cashin cups her face, makes her look at him. You listen to me. Kellen doesn't get to decide your future. Neither does fear. You're coming home with me. Tomorrow. Like we planned. But he'll hurt you. Let him try. Cashin's voice is steel. I'm not walking away from you. Not now. Not ever. Tears spill down her cheeks. I'm tired of people getting hurt because of me. This isn't because of you. This is because of evil people making evil choices. He wipes her tears. But evil doesn't win. Not today. She leans into him, exhausted, defeated, but alive. The social worker arrives, looks at the situation, makes a decision. The adoption is finalized tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., Judge's chambers. She meets Cashin's eyes. But Mr. Rowe, I need to know. Can you keep her safe? Yes. No hesitation. How? I'm moving us. New place, new security, new everything. He'd already planned this, called his lawyer from the car, set things in motion. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll be somewhere Kellen can't find us. The social worker nods slowly. Then let's get this done, before anything else happens. That night, Cashin doesn't sleep. He sits in a chair beside Zarya's hospital bed, watches her breathe, plans. His phone buzzes, text from an unknown number. You can't hide her forever. I'm coming, and when I do, I'll make sure she suffers. Just like you made me suffer. Cashin deletes it, doesn't respond. Kellen wants fear, wants reaction. He won't get either. Morning comes. They drive to the courthouse. Zarya wears new clothes. Cashin bought them last night. Everything she owns burned in the fire. The judge is an older woman. Kind eyes, firm voice. She reviews the papers, looks at Cashin. Zarya, Mr. Rowe, do you understand the responsibility you're accepting? Yes, Your Honor. And Zarya, do you want Mr. Rowe to be your legal guardian? Zarya looks up at Cashin. Her hand finds his, squeezes tight. Yes. Her voice is stronger than yesterday. He's the only one who chose me. The judge smiles. Then, by the power vested in me by the state of Colorado, I grant this petition for adoption. Mr. Rowe, she's officially your daughter. Your daughter. The words hit Cashin like a wave. Overwhelming, perfect, terrifying. He looks down at Zarya. She's crying, smiling, both at once. Dad? She tests the word, uncertain, hopeful. Yeah. His voice breaks. I'm your dad. She hugs him, tight, real. A family of two who found each other in the wreckage. They leave the courthouse. Cashin's car waits. Different car. Rental. Untraceable. He's taken every precaution. New phone. New route. New destination. They drive east, away from Denver, toward the mountains. Zarya watches the city disappear behind them. Where are we going? Somewhere safe. I bought a house. Small, quiet. Nobody knows about it. What about your company? I'm selling it. The decision had been easy, immediate. Money doesn't matter. You do. She processes this. You're giving up everything for me? No. Cashin glances at her. I'm gaining everything. They drive for 2 hours. The house sits on 5 acres, surrounded by trees. 1 story, modern, secure. Cashin had it equipped yesterday. Cameras, alarms, reinforced doors, a safe room. If Kellen comes, they'll be ready. Zarya explores her new home, her new room. Yellow walls, big windows, art supplies stacked on a desk. It's perfect, she breathes. It's yours. Cashin leans against the doorframe. All of it. She turns, looks at him, really looks at him. Why did you choose me? Because you asked for leftovers and I saw courage. He steps into the room. Because you saved my life even though I'm a stranger. Because you deserve someone who fights for you the way you fight for others. I don't feel brave. Bravery isn't not being scared. It's being terrified and doing it anyway. He kneels. I level. You're the bravest person I know. She hugs him. I love you, Dad. The words are so simple, so devastating, so right. I love you too, kid. They spend the day settling in, unpacking, making dinner together. Normal things, beautiful things. But at midnight, Cashin's new security system alerts. Someone's on the property. He checks the cameras. His blood freezes. Kellen stands at the edge of the driveway, staring at the house. Smiling, he holds up a sign. 3 words written in red. Found you again. Then he disappears into the trees. Cashin's hands shake. He reaches for his phone, calls the police, gives them the address, describes Kellen. But he knows the truth. By the time cops arrive, Kellen will be gone. And he'll keep coming, keep threatening, keep destroying, unless Cashin stops him. He walks to Zarya's room. She's asleep, safe, innocent. He made a promise. Nobody hurts this child again. But keeping that promise might require becoming something he swore he'd never be. Might require crossing lines he can't uncross. Might require choosing between his morals and his daughter's life. Cashin looks at Zarya, makes his choice. Tomorrow he'll finish this, one way or another. But tonight, he sits in her doorway and watches her sleep, and prays he's strong enough to do what needs doing. Because Kellen just made his final mistake. He came for Cashin's daughter. And fathers who are pushed too far don't just fight back. They eliminate the threat. Permanently. What happens when a billionaire who built an empire on calculated risks decides the only acceptable risk is no risk at all? What happens when love demands violence and morality demands sacrifice? Subscribe and hit that notification bell because Chapter 9 is going to take us into the darkness where desperate men make impossible choices, and not everyone makes it out alive. Drop your thoughts below. Share your story. Inspire others. Because sometimes the hardest battles aren't about winning. They're about staying human when everything inside you wants to become a monster. Cashin sits in his car outside a storage unit in Aurora. 3 a.m. The city sleeps around him. His hands rest on the steering wheel. Steady, calm, nothing like the war raging inside his chest. He came here for a reason, a specific reason. Inside that unit sits a metal case. Inside that case sits a gun. Registered, legal, something he purchased years ago for protection and never touched. Until now, Kellen isn't going to stop. The police can't find him. Restraining orders are useless. And every day that passes is another day Zarya lives in fear. Cashin told himself he'd protect her. He meant it, but protection and murder aren't the same thing. One is defense, the other is premeditation. His phone vibrates. Text from Dr. Reeves. Can't sleep either? Call if you need to talk. He doesn't call, because what would he say? That he's considering killing a man? That he's measured every angle and decided violence might be the only answer? Dr. Reeves would try to stop him, would remind him about laws, ethics, consequences. But she doesn't have a 7-year-old daughter sleeping in a house that a monster keeps finding. Cashin opens the car door, steps out. The night is cold, silent. He walks to the storage unit, punches in the code. The door rolls up. Moonlight spills across boxes. Furniture, the life he used to have before everything changed. The metal case sits in the back, waiting. He opens it. The gun is small, black, loaded. He picks it up, feels the weight, the potential, the finality. His phone rings. Unknown number. He almost ignores it, but something makes him answer. Hello, Cashin. Kellen's voice, smooth, mocking. Taking a midnight drive? Couldn't sleep. Cashin's grip tightens on the gun. How did you get this number? I have my ways. You're not as untraceable as you think. Kellen laughs. Nice house, cute security system, but you know what? None of it matters. What do you want? I want you to understand something. Kellen's voice turns cold. You took my money, my reputation, my future, so I'm going to take yours, piece by piece. If you touch Zaria, I won't touch her. Kellen interrupts. I'll just make sure she lives the rest of her life knowing her father killed a man, that he became a murderer. For her. Silence. You're holding a gun right now, aren't you? Kellen's voice is satisfied. I can hear it in your breathing. You're thinking about it, planning it, wondering if you can actually pull the trigger. How do you? Because I know men like you. You think money and power make you untouchable. But deep down, you're weak. You need rules, morality, approval. Kellen's laugh is ugly. So go ahead. Come find me. Try to kill me. And watch yourself become everything you despise. The line goes dead. Cashin stands in the storage unit, gun in hand. Kellen's words echoing. He's right. About all of it. Cashin isn't a killer. He's a businessman, a father, someone who believes in laws and consequences. But those beliefs don't protect Zaria. They just make him predictable, controllable. His phone rings again. Different number. He answers. Dad. Zaria's voice, shaking, terrified. His heart stops. What's wrong? Someone's outside my window. I can hear them. She's crying. I'm scared. Cashin is already running. Drops the gun. Sprints to his car. Get to your safe room. Now, lock the door. I'm coming. He drives like a man possessed. 90 miles per hour through mountain roads. Every second an eternity. The house comes into view. Lights on. Front door open. No. He slams the brakes. Jumps out. Runs inside. Zaria. Silence. He checks her room. Empty. The window is open. Curtains blow in the wind. Zaria. A sound from the basement. Crying. Muffled. He takes the stairs 3 at a time. The safe room door is closed. Locked from the inside. He pounds on it. Baby, it's me. Open up. The lock clicks. The door opens. Zaria stands there. Alive. Whole. Sobbing. He pulls her into his arms. You're okay. You're okay. I heard someone. They were trying to open my window. She's shaking so hard she can barely stand. I ran like you taught me. But Dad, what if they got in? What if? They didn't. He checks the house. Every room. Every window. Nothing. Nobody. But the message is clear. Kellen can reach them anytime. Anywhere. The police arrive. Take statements. Search the property. Find footprints outside Zaria's window. Fresh. Recent. We'll increase patrols, the officer says. But sir, if this man is determined. I know. Cashin's voice is flat. I know what I have to do. The police leave. Dawn breaks. Zaria falls asleep on the couch. Exhausted. Traumatized. Cashin sits beside her. Watches her breathe. Makes his decision. He's not going to kill Kellen. Because Kellen was right. That would make Cashin a monster. Would teach Zaria that violence solves problems. But he can't just wait either. Can't let fear rule their lives. So he's going to do something else. Something riskier. Something that might actually work. He's going to offer Kellen exactly what he wants. And use it to destroy him. Cashin makes 3 phone calls. First to his lawyer. Second to his accountant. Third to someone he never thought he'd contact again. By noon, the trap is set. He sends Kellen a message. You want money? Meet me. Alone. I'll give you $5 million. Cash. Tonight. But this ends after. You leave us alone. Forever. The response comes immediately. Deal. But I pick the location. And if you bring cops, the deal's off. Zarya pays instead. Cashin agrees. Gets the address. An abandoned warehouse near the river. Exactly the kind of place where bad things happen. He doesn't tell Zarya where he's going. Just that he has to handle something. That Miss Keisha will stay with her. Promise you'll come back? Zarya holds his hand. Won't let go. I promise. He kisses her forehead. I'm not leaving you. Not ever. Then why does this feel like goodbye? Because it might be. Because Cashin is walking into a trap with no backup and no guarantee he'll survive. But he can't tell her that. It's not goodbye. He hugs her tight. It's see you soon. He leaves at sunset. Drives to the warehouse. The building is massive. Empty. Broken windows catching the dying light. Cashin parks. Gets out. Carries a duffel bag. $5 million. Real cash. Everything Kellen asked for. But hidden in the lining, a tracking device. And something else. Evidence. Because Cashin learned something during his research. Kellen isn't just a con artist. He's wanted in 3 states for fraud, assault, kidnapping, and the FBI has been looking for him. Cashin walks into the warehouse. Footsteps echo. Dust floats through beams of light. Kellen, his voice carries. I'm here, alone, like you asked. Movement from the shadows. Kellen steps out. He's not alone. 3 men stand behind him. Armed. Dangerous. You didn't think I'd come by myself, did you? Kellen grins. I'm not stupid. Neither am I. Cashin sets the bag down. The money's real. Count it if you want. Kellen signals. One of his men grabs the bag. Opens it. Counts. It's all here, the man says. Good. Kellen steps forward. Now for the second part of our deal. We didn't have a second part. Sure we did. You give me $5 million. Then you disappear. Take Zarya. Move somewhere far away. Forget I exist. Kellen's smile turns vicious. Or I kill you right now. Take the money. And visit Zarya myself. Cashin's blood runs cold. You said this would end. I lied. Kellen pulls a gun. Points it at Cashin's chest. Surprise. This is it. The moment Cashin knew might come. The reason he made those phone calls. You're right, Cashin says quietly. I'm not a killer. I'm not brave. I'm just a man trying to protect his daughter. How noble. Kellen cocks the gun. Any last words? Actually, yes. Cashin looks past Kellen. You guys can come out now. FBI agents pour through every entrance. Dozens of them. Guns drawn. Vests on. FBI, drop your weapons. Kellen spins. His men freeze. The warehouse explodes into chaos. Gunfire. Shouting. Movement everywhere. Cashin drops to the ground. Covers his head. Prays. When the shooting stops, it's over. Kellen and his men are on the ground. Cuffed. Bleeding but alive. An FBI agent helps Cashin up. You okay? Yeah. His ears are ringing. Is he contained? He's done. We've been tracking him for months. Your tip about his location? That sealed it. Cashin looks at Kellen. The man stares back. Pure hatred in his eyes. You set me up, Kellen spits. I protected my daughter. Cashin's voice is steel. That's what fathers do. They take Kellen away, screaming threats, promising revenge. But it doesn't matter. He's facing federal charges now. Multiple counts. Multiple states. He won't see freedom for decades, if ever. Cashin drives home as the sun sets. Exhausted, shaking, alive. Zarya runs out the front door the moment she sees him. Crashes into his arms. You came back. I promised. He holds her tight. And I always keep my promises. Is it over? Really over? Yes. And he means it. Kellen's going to prison. For a long time. He can't hurt us anymore. She cries. Relief. Joy. Freedom. That night they sit on the porch. Watch stars appear. just a father and daughter who survived the impossible. Dad. Zaria's voice is soft. What happens now? Now we live. Cashin squeezes her hand. We go to therapy. We heal. We build a life. Together. What about the community center? We'll rebuild it. Better this time. Real partnerships. Real accountability. He looks at her. And maybe you can help. Design programs. Lead activities. Show other kids that survival is possible. She smiles. Real. Bright. I'd like that. They sit in comfortable silence. The nightmare is over. The future waits. But one question remains. One truth that Cashin will spend years unpacking. Can someone who's been broken really heal? Can love actually conquer trauma? And what happens when a man built on cold logic learns that the most important things in life can't be calculated, only felt? The answer isn't simple, but it starts here, with a father and daughter watching stars, together. Subscribe and turn on notifications because Chapter 10, the final chapter, is going to show you what happens when healing begins, when hope returns, and when two broken people discover that family isn't about perfection. It's about choosing each other. Every single day. Drop your thoughts below. Share your story. Inspire someone who needs to know they're not alone. Because sometimes the greatest victories aren't about defeating the enemy. They're about reclaiming your humanity. 1 year later, Cashin stands in the new East Colfax Community Center. Sunlight streams through the windows. Children's laughter echoes from the art room. This building is different from the first one. Smaller, more modest, built with clean money and honest partnerships. But it's real, and it's thriving. Zaria moves through the crowd like she owns the place. Because in a way, she does. She helped design it, choose the colors, pick the programs. She's 8 now, taller, stronger. Her prosthetic is new state-of-the-art, custom-fitted. She walks without crutches most days. But the biggest change isn't physical. It's the light in her eyes, the confidence in her voice, the way she helps younger kids navigate their own pain. See that little boy? She points to a 5-year-old struggling with crayons. His dad left last month. He doesn't talk much. What are you going to do? Cashin asks. Sit with him. Draw. Let him know he's not alone. She looks up at Cashin. That's what you did for me. She walks away. Cashin watches her go, pride swelling in his chest. Dr. Reeves appears beside him. She's remarkable. She really is. How's therapy going? For both of you? Good. Hard, but good. Cashin has been in weekly sessions, learning to process, to feel, to parent. Turns out raising a kid is more complicated than running a company, but more rewarding? Infinitely. He means it. I used to measure success in profit margins. Now I measure it in her smile. Dr. Reeves nods. And the nightmares? Less frequent. She still has bad nights. Still wakes up scared. Cashin's voice softens. But I'm there. Every time. That's what matters. Across the room, Zaria laughs at something the little boy said. He's smiling now, drawing, opening up. She's going to change the world, Dr. Reeves says. She already did. At least she changed mine. That evening, Cashin and Zaria drive home. Their routine is comfortable now. Familiar. Safe. Dad, Zaria asks, do you ever regret it? Adopting me? The question catches him off guard. Never. Why? Because I know I'm hard sometimes. The therapy, the doctor visits, the panic attacks. She stares out the window. You could have had an easier life. Cashin pulls the car over, turns to face her. Easy doesn't mean better. You know what my life was before you? Empty, cold, meaningless. I had money and power and nothing worth living for. And now I have a daughter who's braver than anyone I've ever met, who teaches me every day what real strength looks like, who makes me want to be better. He takes her hand. You didn't make my life harder, baby. You made it worth living. Tears fill her eyes. I love you, Dad. I love you too. Always. They drive home, cook dinner together, do homework, watch a movie, normal things, beautiful things. Later, after Zarya goes to bed, Cashin sits on the porch, thinks about the year, everything that changed. He sold his company, used the money to fund programs, to help kids like Zarya, to build something meaningful. He's not a billionaire anymore, just a man with enough. And enough is plenty. His phone buzzes. Text from Miss Keisha. Saw the news segment about the center. You two are doing good work. Proud of you both. The news segment aired last week. Local station. Story about the center. About Zarya. About second chances. It's already inspired 3 other communities to start similar programs. Donations are pouring in. Lives are changing. All because a little girl asked for leftovers and a billionaire finally stopped running from himself. Cashin walks upstairs, checks on Zarya. She's asleep, drawing pad on her nightstand. Latest artwork visible. It's not the running girl anymore. It's something new. A man and a girl, standing together, facing the sunrise. Title at the bottom, My Dad and Me. Cashin picks it up. Studies every detail. The care she put into his face, the way she drew their hands joined, the hope in both their expressions. He sets it down gently, blinks back tears, kisses her forehead. Sleep well, kiddo. He closes the door, stands in the hallway, thinks about the alley, the bullet, the blood, how close he came to losing everything. But he didn't lose. Neither did Zarya. They found each other, saved each other, built something that matters. Is it perfect? No. They still struggle, still have hard days, still face challenges, but they face them together, and that makes all the difference. Months pass. Seasons change. The center grows. Zarya thrives. Cashin heals. One afternoon, they visit a new prosthetics clinic. The specialist has been working on something special for Zarya. Ready to try it? The specialist asks. Zarya nods, nervous, excited. They fit the new prosthetic. This one is different, more advanced, better suspension, improved mobility. Stand up, the specialist says. Take your time. Zarya stands, tests her weight, takes a step, then another, and then she runs. Not fast, not far, just 10 feet across the room. But it's running, real running. The thing she's dreamed about for 4 years. She stops, turns, looks at Cashin, tears streaming down her face. I'm running, Dad. I'm actually running. Cashin can't speak, just nods, cries, watches his daughter reclaim a piece of herself she thought was gone forever. That night, they celebrate. Ice cream, movies, laughter, joy. You know what's crazy? Zarya says during dinner. A year ago, I thought my life was over, that I'd never be happy, never have a family, never matter. And now I know that broken things can heal, that family finds you when you need it, that matching isn't about being perfect, it's about being loved. She grins. Pretty good for an 8-year-old, right? Pretty profound for any age. They clean up together. Cashin washes. Zarya dries. Their new tradition. Dad. Zarya's voice is thoughtful. Do you think Mom and Kellen ever think about me? It's the first time she's mentioned them in months. Cashin chooses his words carefully. I think people make choices they have to live with, good ones and bad ones. And sometimes those choices cost them everything. He sets down a plate. But that's not your burden to carry. You didn't make them hurt you. They chose that themselves. Do you think they can change? Like we did? I don't know. Maybe. If they want to badly enough. He looks at her. But change requires honesty, humility, work. Not everyone's willing to do that. She nods, processes. I hope they do, not for them, but so they don't hurt anyone else. That's so Zarya, compassionate even toward people who destroyed her. It's what makes her special, what makes her unstoppable. Another year passes, then another. The center becomes permanent, a fixture in the community, a beacon for struggling families. Zarya turns 10, then 11, She starts speaking at events, sharing her story, inspiring others. She becomes an advocate for foster kids, for disabled children, for anyone who's been told they don't matter. And she's fearless. Cashin watches from the sidelines, provides support, shows up, lets her shine, because that's what fathers do. They don't steal the spotlight. They hold it steady so their children can stand in the glow. One evening, Zaria comes home from school, excited, nervous, holding a paper. "What's that?" Cashin asks. "An essay contest. Topic is, someone who changed your life." She hands him the paper. "I wrote about you." Cashin reads it. His vision blurs halfway through. The words are simple, honest, devastating. She writes about the cafe, the leftovers, the choice he made to see her. She writes about the adoption, the safety, the love. She writes about learning that family isn't blood. It's choice, it's showing up, it's staying even when things get hard. And she ends with this: "My dad didn't just save my life. He taught me that I was worth saving. And that's the greatest gift anyone ever gave me." Cashin sets the paper down. Can't speak. Zaria waits, uncertain. "Is it okay?" she asks. "I can change it if..." He pulls her into a hug. "It's perfect. You're perfect." "I'm not perfect, Dad." "No, you're better. You're real." They stand there, father and daughter, broken pieces that found each other and built something whole. The essay wins first place. Zaria gives a speech at the ceremony. Cashin sits in the audience, watches her own the stage, speak with confidence, inspire the room. After people approach him, congratulate him, call him a hero, he deflects every time. "I'm not the hero," he says. "She is, because it's true." Zaria saved him, not the other way around. She reminded him what it means to be human, to feel, to care about something bigger than himself. Everything he has now, purpose, meaning, joy, came from a 7-year-old girl with one leg who asked for his leftovers and changed his entire world. Years continue to pass. Zaria grows, heals, becomes the person she was always meant to be. Strong, compassionate, unstoppable. She never forgets where she came from, never pretends the pain didn't happen. But she doesn't let it define her either, because pain is part of her story, not the whole story, and her story is still being written. Cashin stands in the community center one evening. The sun sets through the windows. Golden light falls across empty tables, silent rooms, peace. This building represents everything: failure and redemption, betrayal and trust, loss and hope, but mostly, it represents love. The kind that shows up, that stays, that chooses people even when they're broken. His phone rings. Zaria. She's at practice. Basketball. She made the team last month. "Hey Dad, can you pick me up early? Coach canceled." "On my way." He drives through Denver streets, watches the city pass, thinks about the man he used to be. Cold, empty, lost. That man is gone, replaced by someone better. Someone who measures success in his daughter's laughter, who finds joy in small moments, who knows that the most important things in life can't be bought, only earned through love and sacrifice and showing up every single day. He picks up Zaria. She's sweaty, happy, talking about the game, about her friends, about normal things. They drive home, park in the driveway, sit in the car, just talking, no rush, no agenda. "Dad." Zaria's voice is soft. "Thank you." "For what?" "For choosing me when everyone else gave up. You didn't." She looks at him. "That matters. More than you know." "You chose me too," Cashin says. "When you asked for those leftovers. When you saved my life in the alley. When you trusted me even though you had every reason not to. We chose each other, baby. That's what family does." She smiles, takes his hand. They sit in comfortable silence, watching the sky turn purple, watching stars appear. This is it. This is happiness. Not perfection, not wealth, just this. A father and daughter who found each other in the wreckage, who built something real from broken pieces, who proved that love isn't about being whole, it's about choosing to heal together. Cashin looks at Zarya, at the incredible person she's becoming, and thinks about the question she asked a year ago. Do you ever regret it? Never. Not once. Not ever. Because 5 words changed everything. Can I have your leftovers? 5 words that led to adoption, to healing, to purpose, to a life worth living. 5 words that proved the smallest acts of kindness can change the world. They go inside, make dinner, do homework, live their life, their beautiful, imperfect, hard-won life. And somewhere in the city, another child goes hungry. Another person feels lost. Another soul needs saving. But because Cashin and Zarya exist, because their story is real, there's hope. Proof that broken things can heal, that family finds you, that one person choosing to care can make all the difference. The end. Thank you for watching this journey, for staying through every twist, every tear, every triumph. Cashin and Zarya's story reminds us that we all have the power to change someone's life. We just have to choose to see them. If this story moved you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Share your own story in the comments. Inspire someone who needs to know they're not alone. Because the most powerful thing we can do is remind each other that broken doesn't mean finished. It just means we're human. And humans, we heal. Together.